company name on it on an SD card. You plug the SD card here on the top and you hit save. That's now your screensaver. You just sold your store for no cost. Every time it goes into screensaver mode, when something's not being played constantly on video, that screensaver comes up, shows the picture of the front of the store. Every one of the kids that's in the car with the owner now gets to see where you bought it. That's the cheapest advertising any of us can get. Okay, it's a huge feature for your dealers. You need to really promote that. In addition to that, then you can go into others, and in others, you've got an area where you can set for international, European stepping, so on and so forth. If it's going to be exported to Europe, it has European stepping through switchable. You don't have to go in and change a resistor or any of those kinds of things. You've got the ability also under the equalizer function to do user. It's got pop, rock, classic, jazz, all the different functions, so you can get kind of a chamber type effect or whatever you want in here in full equalization setup right inside of here at the touch of a fingertip. It's phenomenal. Beyond that, we also have the ability to add navigation. This is becoming a huge portion of the business. Our navigation system is a small box very similar to this digital tuner that you see sitting on top of this display. That small box has full US map, full Canada map, 12 million points of interest, the max you can get. Like the real high-end AVIX and Pioneer, when you're talking about a $1,000 system, then you get the full map. You don't just get partials with partial points of interest. Even Garmin and some of these companies, when you start talking about fast processing, the price point goes up very dramatically. Even a little portable system is $499 for something with a 400 megahertz processor. Ours has 400 megahertz processing. What does that do for you? You blow an intersection, the time you cross that second crosswalk in that intersection, it's dinging to tell you you screwed up. That's a phenomenal feature, because if you're like me, I have a tendency to try to outthink the map. Doesn't work. You blow the intersection and then you're having to turn around and go back, or it's telling you where to turn next. So it's a huge feature. And also having the 12 million points of interest, as much as people are wanting to travel today, you want to go to a town that's not known to you, you need a bank, you need the cleaners, you need whatever. It will not only post that up, but it will also show you on the map all the different points of interest that's in there in that particular map view. Okay? Whether it's cleaners, restaurants, post office, whatever. It's all there. And it's the max you can get, and it's NavTech mapping. NavTech is the best map in the industry. Today there's 3 types of maps out there: Google, NavTech, and TeleAtlas. The best is NavTech, but it's also the most expensive. But it operates the best, it layers the best, and it's the most functional map in our business. Now, that little module is nice because it uses a 9-pin DIN that just plugs into the back of your unit. And it allows you now to be able to go into your function screen. Okay, you can hit navigation, and it will allow you to operate everything right from this screen. You don't need a remote control, you don't need to fumble and fiddle around with something else to make the thing operate. It's fully functional right from here. And it will also give you all of the audible feedback that we have to have in states like California, where you're not supposed to be driving and operating your maps. It will tell you when you go to get on major highways. If you go to jump on I-5 here, it'll say taking I-5 south. Gives you audible readback of even the highways that you're going on. Okay? One of the other things that I found with the map, which I found is a problem for some of the other mapping companies, you get to a place like Salt Lake City where they do coordinates, doesn't work so well. Ours does. You can put in the coordinates and everything, and it just works like a champ. But a lot of the other mapping systems don't have the ability to deal with coordinates very well, and they get confused really easy. Okay? In addition to that, we've got 2 ASCII tuners. Now, as everybody knows, June 12th, NTSC gets turned off. Those frequencies are going to be used for other broadband purposes. Okay? WiMAX is going to be one of the things that Intel is going to be hooking up to be able to do 35-mile distance for broadcast video. Okay, for streaming 3G sets, like our cell phones and so forth. So they'll be taking over those frequencies. The government's going to be reissuing those. But the new ASCII tuners, everybody asks me, can you drive around and hold a signal? The answer to that is emphatically no. As of yet, it's still a tailgating tuner for football games, baseball games, sitting out at a picnic and watching the football game when you're picnicking, those kinds of things. Philips is working on developing a chip, but right now that chip, which is supposed to be out in August, only holds the signal up to 25 miles an hour. I don't know too many people that drive strictly in school zones. That's not going to work. In the future, however, there's 3 systems that are fighting to try to get the mobile video business that will be able to hold signal. One's WiMAX, which is the Intel system, Wibro, which is the Samsung LG system, AT&T has a system, and Qualcomm's also coming out with a CDMA-based system, but I believe they're going to hook up with Wibro. Okay? But we're going to have to wait and see how that shakes out. It's going to be a beta VHS war all over, or HD, Blu-ray kind of synopsis. So we're watching all the white papers on this and trying to see who to align ourselves with going forward in the future. Because even today with your ASCII tuner, with the DTV1, which works with all the units that have this graphic user interface, or our DTV2U, which operates via remote control and will work with anybody's product, okay, those will give you, in the DTV1 with this setup, 720p on the screen. That's phenomenal on a 7-inch screen. It looks like 1080p at home. Very, very bright, very concise, very clear, good, strong signal. Okay? Huge addition. A lot of people want tuners. We didn't realize how much push there was going to be on these tuners until we saw a customer last December go through 500 in 1 month. Okay? And it wasn't even our tuner at a very expensive price. So that really caught everybody off guard. Nobody realized the kind of pressure that was going to be put on ASCII. So, again, we got the 4.3 with the new graphic user interface. We've got a 7-inch flip up with the graphic user interface. Both of these models also have one other additional feature, which is huge. If you have a PDA, and let's say it's the BlackBerry or the Stiletto or some of these other models that allow you to be able to download onto them MP3s, when you go into the Bluetooth function, you go to connect up with your normal Bluetooth. You'll hook your phone like you normally would to be able to talk over your telephone, where it transfers your phone book, all the other features and functions. But then you can go to the MP3 function, hit streaming A2DP. I can now control your BlackBerry right from here. That is a phenomenal feature, because that allows me now from the dashboard of my car